What's up, guys? It's Destroy All 24. Haven't seen you in a while. Honda hasn't seen you in a while. There's a reason for that, and we'll get to it. But, yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. I know no one cares, like at all, but I care. And so, I'm bringing you this car to the Fit community, just to show you the things that I've done to it. In case anyone was interested in the modifications to their own Fit, you know. So I guess I'll start from the bottom, work my way up. We'll talk about the wheels, tires, and suspension. So these are Ventus V2s from Hankook. These have like maybe 150 miles on them. These are extremely fake BBS reps. I want to say like Mad Dog Racing or something. And I will say they kind of have stood the test of time, because I've beaten the shit out of these wheels. In fact, one of them went off the road because, well, the car went off the road. The wheel went with the car, and because there was a dip in the road, and yeah, the low shoulder. That's what And so like it was evident that a bunch of tractor trailers went off the road and really beat up the shoulder right there. And so I think it was the passenger front wheel. So dogged those out pretty bad. So yeah, they're 15 by 7s, I want to say, and I don't know the exact offset. Again, I got them off of basically Marketplace. So, you know, I just needed wheels that weren't steelies, which is what this car came with when I bought it. But there are 2 fingers with a little bit of play, not 3 quite yet. Not yet. That's not what I meant. With the Manzo Lowering Springs, and the tire size is 205 50/15s. So way better fitment than what I used to have. It had monster truck fitment whenever I put these wheels on, because I want to say that this was meant to have 16-inch wheels to begin with from the factory. The sport model. This is what this is a sport model. Cool sticker. And so yeah, it's got drum brakes in the rear because Honda budget. So yeah, Manzo Lowering Springs, 205 50/15 Hankook Ventus V2s on some 15 by 7 BBS reps. I mean, it makes for a decent wheel and tire setup. It definitely handles pretty good. Sticks to the road. And up front, I have aftermarket brake rotors and pads. They're like the ceramic pads that you get from Advance, like the stage 3 or whatever. These are Amazon rotors, and they actually work really well. No cracking. We've inspected them. They brake really well. They fit perfectly, and I got them on sale for 35 bucks. And they're no longer available for that price. Not even close. They're like 70 bucks now. But yeah, so that's the lower part of the car. I have an intake. You guys have seen the video. If not, it's on my channel. PHTunes Intake off of eBay. It was like, I want to say like 60 bucks or something like that. It's definitely not the best intake for this car. HPS had one for, I think it was a short ram, and it also had a cold air one that routed it down on that side of the bumper. I can't find them anymore. Maybe they ran out of stock. Maybe they have to remanufacture some. So it's basically the PHTunes one is definitely a short ram, but instead of it being routed this way like the HPS one is, it's routed this way, which is closer to the heat stuff. So I mean, it's definitely not the best, but hey, it is right here, and it does get cold air when you're driving. However, when it's sitting idle, it pretty much is only getting hot air, which is not good. But you know, I can hear the VTEC crossover. Yellow tinted fog lights, which are a must because rally. Exhaust setup is different, and I definitely need to show you guys, and I won't do it this video. So sorry about that. It's got a DC Sports, I want to say 50/15 is the part, muffler. So I basically just swapped the stock muffler with that, and I got a mid-pipe modification done by the same welder who did that, the same muffler shop. It's a Lakeston muffler, and it was a mid-pipe resonator delete. It's not that droney. However, this is a very cheap car, so the plastic on the inside, it tends to drone. You know, that's no big deal. Race car stuff, I don't really care, but it do be annoying sometimes. I can't deny it. How's it going? Interior. Yep, it's pretty dirty. I got these cool floor mats all the way around. They're like $40. So the seats go every which way, so anyone who cares about practicality, the seats literally fold. I fit a giant lamp in here the other day. eBay shipping. Gets pretty hot in the summer. Actually, not that hot. It's not as bad as you'd think. And then I got these cheap ass fake carbon fiber grips, which still work and they look pretty cool and they function. I like the rubber. So this is a roar pedal, and I know people make fun of these all the time because people think it's a tune for your car, plug and play. No, I mean it's a plug and play throttle remapper. I would say that these are definitely more worth it on automatic cars than manual. So the reason why this car hasn't been seen on this channel for a while, and it wasn't seen by me for a minute, the shop that I brought it to was for a clutch replacement, clutch and flywheel, because the flywheel was actually pretty screwed up. So we went ahead and ordered it anyways, just in case. And it was pretty bruised from heat scoring. So they had it for a while and got backed up, and they had so many transmission jobs in front of me, so you know how it goes. But I want to say that definitely helped finish it off. It definitely makes the throttle more touchy. There's 4 modes it has: Eco, Sport, Sport Plus, and Race. I mean, it is pretty ricey. I will say it's a pretty ricey concept. But and these spiders out here already. This thing's been sitting here for a day and it's got spider webs on it. So yeah, it was on the clutch was definitely on the way out. It had a very high grab point, or whatever you want to call it, and so you know, me, after I learned how to daily a manual on this car, and then as soon as I did that, I drove it like a race car, and you know, that stuff happens. It had 100 some odd thousand miles on that clutch, I want to say. It definitely looked like the factory clutch. I don't think they replaced the clutch ever in this car, the previous owners. Maybe they did, I don't know. But so that definitely helped it. However, if you've driven NA 4-cylinders, you know how god-awful bad the throttle response are on NA 4-cylinders. So that helps. It helps with downshifting. And this is what I say it's better for automatics. It's because you don't have to worry about doing all that and worry about a clutch and an automatic. So, you know, people love to put them in those things. That's a V8 RT Charger. They're very popular in those cars. Way less popular in stuff like this. There's like a way to trip it out to where, you know, it's not instant and there's still a little dead spot in throttle, which you kind of want. You don't want your throttle to be that touchy, because especially in a manual, you're going to burn the clutch up, especially if you don't learn it and keep it that way. So right now I have it off. So even if you have it installed and plugged in, there is an off setting for the throttle mapping. So I'm just leaving it off until I break the clutch in, which is about 1,000 miles. So the clutch is an Exedy Clutch. The flywheel, I'm pretty sure it was just a regular old run-of-the-mill parts store flywheel. And you know, it works great. It's smooth as butter. It's definitely a noticeable difference in both power delivery, because you know, that has something to do with, especially when you're in a higher gear and you're trying to get going, you know, maybe just cruising in a neighborhood. You don't want to downshift all the way to second and make a bunch of racket and all that. So yeah, that's the car. I'll show you the exhaust sometime later when I get around to it. I'm about to be moving, so that sucks. But I will say, like I said, it's not that droney, but the pops and bangs, it sounds like a race car, which is cool. And you know, maybe some people, it's not for everybody, because it's not a fast car. This thing maybe has 105 wheel horsepower with the modifications it has, and that's being really generous. This is way more of a commuter car, obviously. It's like a hatchback Miata, but front wheel drive. It just sticks to the road, especially with the wheel and tire setup. And you know, it's a fun car. I recommend it for an enthusiast trying to get into enthusiast cars, because this isn't exactly an enthusiast car, but that means it's not going to give you enthusiast car problems. There is no turbo problems. It's a Honda, first of all. It's, you know, I have had zero problems with this car outside of the clutch. So everything else was done by me, and the Massachusetts Russ, because that's where this car came from, unfortunately. But hey, most of that's figured out. I mean, when you do the suspension and brakes, that's the two most things that are hit by rust the most. When they dropped the transmission, actually the transmission mount broke because of rust stress. So they had to re-weld it before they could reinstall it, which was no big deal. But hey, that's all fixed now, and it wasn't really, they didn't charge us that much, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But you know, to all my other fit friends out there, you know, if you want to do these modifications to your car, I've done it, so it's fairly safe. But if you want to see more on the car, I don't really know what I'm gonna do in the future with it. Maybe a little bit more cosmetic things. I mean, I got that banner, which is just a Honda banner. It's matte black. It looks pretty cool. It definitely, the windshield's massive, so it blocks a lot of sun, and it works well with the window tint I got installed not too long ago. But maybe some mud flaps. I mean, if I get really extra money, because I did graduate college, so I'm looking for a job right now. If I get a better intake, maybe I can see the difference between the eBay PHTunes intake or an actual intake that's actually routed a little bit more properly, and see if that does any difference. You know, I don't think I'm gonna get a different set of wheels unless one of these reps actually breaks on me. But yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. Exhaust video might be coming soon. It might not be coming soon. I know my buddy recorded some exhaust clips of this car, so maybe I can get the clips from him. But peace.